Hi guys, welcome to another video. Today I want to talk about the most hot kind of topic, and especially I'm a member on few groups, and then I've seen people kept on asking about one thing, and that is, does the affirmation works? What is my take on it? Does the affirmation work? Have affirmation has ever worked for me? Did I create anything via using affirmations and stuff like this? So today we're gonna talk about that, and if you please don't forget to subscribe, because I'm trying to be as regular with all the million things that are happening in my life, but I try my best to actually post as regular as possible. Let's talk about affirmation. If you ask me, I'm a big fan of affirmation. I'm a big fan of affirmation because I have read The Power of Subconscious Mind not once, not twice, but several times. So many times that I kind of feel that what Neville and what Joseph was saying was kind of very similar. And the fun fact, both of them had the same teacher. Abdullah was teacher of both of them, but just the words are different. And I think Neville Goddard go much more deeper into many other subjects, like about the life, reincarnation, Bible, and stuff like this, whereas Joseph has talked much more about the brain, especially in that specific book. To be honest, I have not listened to other books. I have listened one or two of his lectures, but that's all I have listened so far. But what I have noticed that he spoke very articulated about repetition. And let me tell you one thing. I started getting into spirituality, into yoga, into things that are kind of mind related when I was kind of 15 and 16. And if I compare myself who I was back then and who I am today, it kind of goes back to this thing that I repeated myself a lot of behaviors. So let's say, for example, again, I love giving money examples. I love giving growth examples. Or you can take love example. You can take an example where you're trying to change the behavior of somebody, trying to change certain habits of you, try to create anything different in your life. It applies basically to all of that. So affirmation and repetition works. Scientists themselves have told us that if we repeat something several times, we have new neurons develop. There's this connection happen. You can read the work of Dr. Joe Dispenza. He explains it so well, and I'm such a logical person. Actually, I need to understand why something happens. Actually, I'm very logical in that context. So I have not only studied Neville Goddard, I have heard so many authors, I've read so many books. Those are mind related, those are related to this repetition, affirmation. There's this Bruce Lipton. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing his name correct, but he is a scientist, and who has himself said many times how he changed his own life using repetition, or what to do. Those sleep tapes he talks about, you can go on his websites and do them. So I'm going to talk about affirmation in the context that it has supported by Neville, Joseph, a lot of other great metaphysical authors who talks a lot more in psychological, in the brain ways. Simultaneously, there is also this affirmation or repetition is proved both by science and by authors. And if I can tell you that I am a huge supporter of that. Affirmation works. Repeating, catching yourself, being aware of yourself works. Some people talk, I remember there's one person who messaged me saying like, hey, does affirmation work? And if so, then how many times I need to repeat it? Well, if you're initially started as a beginner who has, let's say, not manifested anything through affirmation, or not manifested anything through any ways, or you're just getting into it, of course your brain gonna say like, oh no, this doesn't work, oh no, this is crap, oh this is bullshit, this is not true, this is like, all of those logical things are gonna come forward. That is for certain. I have faced it, you will face it. Other people, great YouTuber, people who talk about these things, they have faced it. All of us are actually facing it in one way or another. But what I'm just trying to tell you is, no matter what your brain says, that's what the trick comes here. No matter what your brain says, you can listen to it. You don't have to respond to it, react to it. You can just listen to it. Okay, this is what actually I believe right now. Let's say you have issues with money. What can you do is you can recognize it and kind of accept it, that okay, I have this belief, not a big deal, I can change it when I want to. And then you really start taking a dig into it. Let's say, for example, you say like, I can never keep money. It's just so hard for me to just keep money. I'll just spend all my money. If you're aware, that's why I said, like, I always tell people I work with, people I coach, people who I work with one-on-one, or even on my group, or like majority of my posts, one thing that personally helped me enormously is getting aware of what I'm thinking, what my actually beliefs are. Because for me somehow, as I said, because I'm very logical, I need to know what I'm doing, why I'm doing. It's just something that's specific to me, may not specific to you. But for me, I have to know why I'm doing what I'm doing and what I'm doing it for. I need to answer a few questions. I need to have extreme amount of clarity. It might come from a very logical point of view. Like I've ran my business for close to 9-10 years, and I know how logical I was. Okay, if I do this, if I do that, this. So I kind of have that baseline whenever I do anything. I like to get into a depth of things before I start doing them, and like a lot of whys and stuff like this. So the point that I'm trying to get into is, if your brain is saying like, no, that's not true, just let it say what it's saying. When you overcome that time in the sense, like when it tells you something and you say like, yeah, okay, whatever, and then you say like, no, whenever I earn money, I save money. Whenever I earn money, I use money correctly. Or let's say you are alone, you're single, you're looking for a relationship, you're looking for dating, you're looking for girl, guy, whatever is your preference. You tell to yourself, if your brain say like, hey, I'm so lonely, I just really hate how lonely I am, you could just tell yourself that I'm in a loving relationship. It says again that, oh no, you're alone. You sit there and you say again to yourself, I'm in a loving relationship. Like really, my boyfriend loves me so much, my husband loves me so much. And don't get me wrong, guys, I have doubts, I struggle, I have arguments, I become sad. It's just normal. All of that is normal. Nobody's telling you to be happy 24 hours. It is not even possible. Well, it could be just my limitation, but it might be possible for you. It's not possible for me. It is just not possible for me. So I accept and still continue what I'm trying to do. So affirmation works. It works great. Figure out what affirmation you want to work. Keep it small. Keep it like maximum like 2 sentences. You can have a longer one if it works for you, but in my suggestion, I think shorter works much better. So give it a try and comment below if you have any questions, and thank you so much for being with me on this little video.